Hey again, third graders. Mr. Graham, one more time. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules. We're getting close to the end of this book. It's not a whole lot more to go. We're not going to finish it today, but we're getting close. So if you remember last time, Greg went over and was helping out Rowley because he kind of caused him to maybe break his toe. So it looks like Greg might be filling in for a while for the magician spot. That's where we left off at. So on Sunday, I'll tell you one good thing that came out of practicing this magic act with Scotty Douglas. It's given me a bunch of good ideas for more Creighton the Cretin comics. And we're on page 189, by the way. Now on page 190. Riley quit doing his comic strip Zooey Mama for the school paper a few months ago because he said he wanted to have more time to play with his Dino Blazer action figures. That means the cartoonist job is open again, and maybe I have a shot. Okay, I'm going to do it sideways so you guys can see the comic as I'm reading it again. I'm going to make this apple disappear. Oh boy. Ta-da! You didn't make it just appear, you just ate it. Uh-oh, you figured out my trick. You didn't eat the whole thing. Or you didn't even eat the whole thing. Okay, watch this. Now, ain't that magic? Look. That's not magic, it's just a lighter. Oops, I thought that was magic. Boo, you're not a magician. You're, ooh, not a nice word, idiot. Plus, it's not even a magician's hat. It's Abraham Lincoln's hat. Oops. Monday. Hang on a second. My throat was getting dry. Okay, Monday. Well, good news on the talent show. The tryouts were today, and me and Scotty didn't make it in. Okay, so maybe I could have done a better job as Scotty's assistant. But I didn't blow it on purpose. I just forgot to hand him his props once or twice. We were the only ones who didn't make the cut. And that actually is kind of embarrassing. It looks like Greg wasn't being much of a helper there. I know we weren't exactly the best act trying out today, but we weren't the worst either. Some of the acts I got in were a lot lamer than our magic act. This kindergartner named Harry Gilbertston made the cut, and all he did was roller skate figure eights around a boombox that was playing Yankee Doodle Dandy. Roderick's band made it in too, and he's acting like that was some huge accomplishment. Like I said before, Roderick is really excited about the Winter Talent Show. In fact, he actually got his science fair project done a day early so he could squeeze in some extra band practices before the big night. But when Roderick turned in his project, his science teacher told him he was going to have to start over and come up with a whole new idea. He said that Roderick didn't use the scientific method with a hypothesis and a conclusion and all that. Roderick told the teacher he actually grew a 16th of an inch during his zero-gravity experiment, so that proved he was onto something. But his teacher said that that's a normal amount for a boy Roderick's age. I can't read. Try the sentence again. Roderick told the teacher he actually grew a 16th of an inch during his zero-gravity experiment, so that proved he was onto something. But his teacher said that's a normal amount for a boy Roderick's age to grow in a month. Well, this really stings for me, because I had decided to do my science fair project on zero gravity too. And now it looks like all that research I did was just a big waste of time. I know you guys wouldn't do that. You guys are smarter. You do better research. Dad told Roderick he was going to have to just skip the talent show so he can do a new experiment. But Roderick says he's not going to do it. Roderick told Dad he doesn't care about school anymore. He said his plan was to win the talent show and use the tape of the performance to get signed to a record label. Then he'll quit school and just do the band full time. It sounds like a terrible plan to me, but I think Dad is pretty open to the idea. Dad appears to be okay with it there. Wednesday. Tonight was the big winter talent show. I didn't want to go, and neither did Dad, but Mom made us both go to show support for Roderick. Roderick and Mom went to the school early to bring some stuff that Roderick's band needed. so Dad had to ride in the band's minivan with Bill. And Dad wasn't too thrilled when he ran to his boss in the school's parking lot. The show kicked off at 7 o'clock, and let me just say, I think it was a really bad idea to combine the 3 schools for this thing. Here's just a picture of Greg's dad riding with the band. They ended up having kindergartners singing songs to their teddy bears, followed by 18-year-olds doing speed metal guitar solos. Here's a good picture. And the thing says, and now for Larry Larkin's performance of Carnage. I don't think Dad approved of Larry Larkin and all his piercings. Halfway through Larry's guitar solo, Dad leaned over and whispered to the man sitting next to him, "What's the worst thing that kid up there could say to you?" What? I wish I had time to warn Dad that the guy he was talking to is Larry's father. He says, "Hi, Dad." And that's not a good joke to tell a father. Another problem with combining the schools was that there was too many acts, and the show went on forever. At 9:30, they decided to start running 2 acts at the same time to keep the show moving along. Sometimes it worked out all right, like when they had Patty Farrell tap dancing while Spencer Kitt was juggling, but other times it didn't work out too good, like when Terrence James played a harmonica on a unicycle, while Cherise Klein read her poem about global warming. Roger's band was the last act to take the stage. Before the show, Roger asked me to videotape his band during their act, but I told him no way. He's been such a jerk to me lately that I can't believe he was trying to hit me up for a favor, so Mom volunteered for camera duty. Roderick's band got paired up with Harry Gilbertson, the roller skating kid, and I'm sure Roderick wasn't too happy about that. Who's ready to rock? I am. That's the roller skating kid. I noticed Dad wasn't sitting next to me while Roderick's band played, so I looked around for him. Dad was standing in the back of the gym with cotton balls sticking out of his ears, and he stayed there until the song was over. After Roderick's band performed, they handed out the awards. Roderick's band didn't win anything, but Harry Gilbertson walked away with the prize for Best Musical Act. And there's the dad. And then there's Harry Gilbertson, the roller skating kid, winning Best Musical Act. But you'll never guess who the Graham Prize winner was. Rowley's babysitter, Leland. He won for his ventriloquist act because the judges said it was wholesome. I never thought I'd agree with Roderick on anything, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe he was right about Leland being a nerd after all. After the show, Roderick's band came back on our house to watch the videotape of their performance. They were all grumbling about how they got robbed, and how the judges don't know the first thing about rock and roll. So their plan was to just mail the videotape off to some record labels and let the performance speak for itself. They all sat down in front of the TV and Roger put the tape in the machine. But it took about 30 seconds for everyone to realize the tape was worthless. You know how Roger asked Mom to videotape the show? Well, she did a pretty good job of filming, but she talked nonstop during the first 2 minutes, and the camera picked up every little comment she made. Like, "That shirt makes Roderick's arms look so skinny." Every time Bill stuck out his tongue and flicked it up and down like a rock star, you could hear Mom ring in with her opinion. "I don't like that." In fact, the only time Mom stopped talking was when Roderick did his drum solo. But during that part, the camera was shaking around so much that you couldn't even see anything. At first, Roderick and his bandmates were really mad. But then one of them remembered that the school taped the talent show, and it's supposed to be on the local cable channel tonight. At first, Roderick and his bandmates were really mad, but then one of them remembered. The school taped a town show, and it's supposed to be on the local cable channel tomorrow night. I guess that means they'll all be coming back over to watch that. All right. There we go. We are getting really close. Boy, really close to finishing this book up. But anyways, that's all for today, guys. We just finished up on page 202 there. And we'll pick up on page 203 on Thursdays. That's the day of the diary, anyways. A Thursday. But anyways, I hope you guys keep reading your own books at your house. Hopefully you have someone else who can read stories to you. I can't tell you enough how important it is to read. Make sure you're attending classes with Mrs. Graham. It makes her happy, and that makes me happy. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.